Good afternoon and welcome into the WVLT Live Desk. Will Puckett here bringing you breaking news that Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. is in custody this afternoon. Kenneth DeHart is the man who is accused of shooting and killing Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan and injuring Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Shelby Eggers. Again, just about 3 o'clock, 3:30 into the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, Kenneth Wayne DeHart was taken into custody from a home in East Knoxville. This is a booking photo that we received from the Blount County Detention Center earlier this afternoon of Kenneth Wayne DeHart, the man that you see right here to the side of me. We are currently awaiting a press conference, a news conference, if you will, from the Blount County Justice Center that is expected to start here in about the next 10 minutes or so. Again, we're joining you because Kenneth Wayne DeHart is in custody tonight. He is the man standing accused of killing a Blount County Sheriff's Office deputy, Greg McCowan, and Deputy Shelby Eggers, who was injured after she was shot multiple times in the leg. We'll go ahead and take you to that look that we're waiting for, that news conference to start from the Blount County Justice Center. You can see our camera getting ready for officials to join us this afternoon and give an update into this search that this evening would have stretched into its 6th day. Again, if you're just joining us, we are awaiting a news conference out of Blount County this afternoon where deputies have captured Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. This is his booking photo, just a couple of minutes ago into the Blount County Detention Center. This is the most updated and recent photo of that man that they were looking for, again stretching into its 6th day at about 8:30 this evening. What we will do is go ahead and walk you while we're again waiting that news conference at this hour, sort of the situation if you would like an update. At about 8:30 Thursday night, deputies say that they attempted to pull over Kenneth Wayne DeHart in the 4900 block of Sevierville Road in Maryville. They attempted to do that because they say he was driving erratically and failing to maintain his lane. When they attempted to pull him over, they attempted to pull him out. They also attempted to use a stun device to no avail. And as they were attempting to pull him out of that vehicle, he fired shots, again killing Deputy Greg McCowan and injuring Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Shelby Eggers, who was taken to UT Medical Center Thursday night and was back at the Sheriff's Office Friday for Deputy McCowan's procession from the medical examiner's office back to Maryville Friday afternoon. That then launched a multi-day manhunt. This is that scene in Blount County. The next day, as again that search stretched more than 5 days and would have stretched into its 6th at about 8:30 this afternoon. We are now awaiting, again, that press conference at this hour. This is a look at both of those Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan and Deputy Shelby Eggers, who was shot multiple times in the leg and is recovering today. She was again taken to UT Medical Center, but was then released Friday morning and was a part of his procession as his body, was taken from the medical examiner's office down to Blount County. Again, Kenneth Wayne DeHart in custody tonight. This is his booking photo into the Blount County Detention Center this afternoon. He was found at a house in the 2500 block of Linden Avenue in East Knoxville. According to Google Maps, that is about 18 miles from the 4900 block of Sevierville Road to the 2500 block of Linden Avenue in East Knox. This is video of him being taken from the Blount County Justice Center to the Blount County Jail. Again, this is video of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. being taken back to the detention center. We'll go ahead and listen in just for a real quick second. No shortage of law enforcement presence taking him again. That's the rollout, taking DeHart to jail this afternoon. If you're just joining us now, we appreciate you being here. We are awaiting a news conference at this moment. This is a live look into the room where that news conference is momentarily expected to take place. We've been told it should be about 6:15. You can see some of the setup, and again, we are awaiting that to begin at this hour. A lot of emotions and a lot of honoring has been taking place in East Tennessee. This is a look to the University of Tennessee's campus at The Rock, where members of the Farmhouse fraternity painted that rock today, showing their appreciation and honoring Blount County Deputy Greg McCowan, who was shot and killed in the line of duty last Thursday evening. This is a look there at that thin blue line flag that we often see with John 15:13 painted below it, and their appreciations to Deputy McCowan, as again he was killed in the line of duty. But his suspected killer is in custody tonight. This is a look that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation shared earlier today, right after he was taken into custody in East Knox. This is a look as he was loaded into one of those squad cars. We at WVLT have put in a request. Again, if we go back to that Thursday night, officials in Blount County told us that Deputy McCowan and Deputy Eggers were pulling over Kenneth Wayne DeHart for failure to maintain his lane and driving erratically. In the news conferences following, as the search ramped up, we heard Sheriff Barong tell us that when you see the body camera footage, you would know why we consider them heroes. We are getting that. We have requested that body camera footage and are expecting that within the next couple of days for those of you asking. So we wanted you to know that we have asked for that body camera footage that they referenced in that news conference, and we are awaiting that at some point. Again, a lot of times this is wrapped up in the TBI investigation as they hold on to it. I'm looking right off here as we see a little bit of action at that news conference at this time. I will dip in for just a quick sec, so I'm going to hang off just 1 second and continue to watch this for you. Again, if you're just now joining us, we are awaiting a news conference. We'll go ahead and take you and show you what we're awaiting. This looks like instructions to the crews that are inside the Blount County Justice Center at this time. We are awaiting a news conference. We have been told that we should get that here in just the next short little while. We are expected to hear from a number of agencies and individuals involved in the apprehension of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. We've had reporters in East Knoxville this afternoon talking to individuals as they took DeHart into custody. Folks in that East Knoxville, the Linden Ave, Harrison Avenue, right near Magnolia United Methodist Church, they have told us that it sounded like bombs were going off, as it seemed like officials were throwing into the house in the 25 or 2600 block of Linden Avenue as they were attempting to make contact with DeHart, and then eventually, as they were successful, take him into custody later on. Again, that happening between about 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll go ahead and again show you what he looked like. This picture from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation as they were loading him into a squad car this afternoon. This is the most recent photo outside of his booking photo, which I'll show you in just 1 second, of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr., who is in custody tonight. This is his booking photo that they released just a short while ago, showing that he is in Blount County custody, and that is where officials have taken him now to the Blount County Jail. This is that rollout from the Blount County Justice Center as they took DeHart to the Blount County Jail after he was arrested in East Knox. Again, this all started at about 8:30 Thursday night when officials say that DeHart shot and killed Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan and his partner, Deputy Shelby Eggers, who was shot in the leg multiple times, was taken to UT Medical Center, where she was released Friday and was in the office Friday on crutches as his procession passed by the Blount County Sheriff's Office right off of Lamar Alexander Parkway down in Maryville. Again, that's Deputy Shelby Eggers. This is Sheriff Barong after that shooting.
And I want to thank each and every one of the law enforcement agencies behind me standing with me. Without them, I don't know what we would do, but with them, we're going to resolve this.
Again, that was Sheriff James Lee Barong late Thursday night, early Friday morning after that shooting took place. This is Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan. He is the deputy who police say Kenneth DeHart shot and killed Thursday night after a traffic stop. This was a long time ago booking photo of DeHart, and at the time this was the most recent photo of Kenneth Wayne DeHart. Again, the man standing accused of shooting two Blount County Sheriff's deputies, killing one and injuring another. Again, if you're just joining us now, we are awaiting a news conference in this room right here, where officials are expected to break down the apprehension of Kenneth Wayne DeHart in East Knoxville this afternoon. He was found at a house in the 2000 block, let's say that, of Linden Avenue. A quick Google Map search from where the traffic stop attempted to happen in the 4900 block of Sevierville Road, and then the 2600 block of Linden Avenue is about 18 miles, about a 30-minute car ride from where that traffic stop was attempted to where Kenneth Wayne DeHart was taken into custody today. This is a picture of DeHart tonight, booked into the Blount County Jail. He again was found in a house on Linden Avenue in East Knox. If you're looking at the front of that house, you can see the back of Magnolia Avenue, United Methodist Church off to your right. And a motel is sitting directly behind that house this afternoon, right there just off of Magnolia Avenue in East Knoxville. This is the booking photo of Kenneth Wayne DeHart from earlier this afternoon. He faces, among other charges, first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder, again, in the shooting death of Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan and the shooting injury of Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Shelby Eggers. Let's go back. I just aired it just a second ago, but let's hear Friday, roughly, from Blount County Sheriff's James Lee Barong.
And I want to thank each and every one of the law enforcement agencies behind me standing with me. Without them, I don't know what we would do, but with them, we're going to resolve this.
Again, that was Blount County Sheriff James Lee Barong as we await a news conference this afternoon from officials in Blount County, as we are expected to hear about the apprehension of the man accused of killing Deputy Greg McCowan and injuring Deputy Shelby Eggers. One thing we do want to mention is tomorrow, right here, we do plan to bring you, as the family allows us, the coverage of the celebration of life and the funeral of Deputy Greg McCowan. The family is allowing us to carry the service from Sevier Heights Church in South Knox to you live. And following that, we will bring you live coverage both here on the WVLT Facebook page and inside the WVLT app, but also on WVLT, of the procession from Sevier Heights all the way to the cemetery in Maryville, as family, friends, and the community has their chance to say thank you and goodbye to this man you see on your screen right now, Deputy Greg McCowan. This, again, is a live look into the room in Blount County, where we are expecting to get an update from officials after they apprehended and arrested Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. this afternoon at a home in East Knoxville. We've been told that that should start really any minute from now. Again, if you're just joining us, we are awaiting a news conference out of Blount County this afternoon after officials have arrested the man accused of shooting and killing Blount County Deputy Greg McCowan and injuring Blount County Deputy Shelby Eggers. This is the booking photo of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. from earlier this afternoon, earlier this evening. Meanwhile, this is as he was being put into a squad car there in East Knox. It looks like we possibly just got a 2-minute warning for that news conference taking place at the Justice Center. This is a time-lapse video of the UT Rock as students painted that rock to honor and to remember Blount County Sheriff's Deputy Greg McCowan. Again, they painted the entire rock white and then started with letters and other paint to show their respect, painting that thin blue line flag, as you can see right there. And then again, writing John 15:13 beneath it. And then Deputy McCowan there to the left. You'll be able to see that here in just a short while. This is not far off from what nearly the same group of young men and young women did to honor Tucker Blakely, the Knox County Sheriff's deputy who was killed in the line of duty back in October of 2023. Again, you can see Blount County strong, Sheriff's Department, rest in peace, Deputy McCowan with John 15:13 below it. We are again roughly about 1 minute out. I'm going to pod that up and talk over it just for a second so we don't miss any of the action. And so my eyes are fixed right there on the moment that we expect again here within the next minute or so for officials to join us for this update in the search and the apprehension arrest of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr. I'm going to turn this up and turn my mic down so we don't miss a second of this.
Tell me when you're all ready. Okay, do it. Ready? I want to introduce everybody here before we start. Chief Paul Noel from Knox City, Chief of Police Tony Chris, Maryville Police Department, Director David Roush, TBI, Marshal Jolly, United States Marshal Service, Ryan Desmond, Blount County Attorney General, and Derek Newport, TBI. I got that right, didn't I? You can't understand how excited I am today to tell you at 3:22 today, we arrested the man that murdered my deputy. While it's emotional right now, it's a relief to the citizens of Blount County, all of East Tennessee. It's especially a relief to his family and my deputies. I met with them at 3:30, as you know today, between 4 and 7, they're receiving friends. I was there when they got there, and I walked in and asked if we had anything they needed that the sheriff's office could provide. Then I told them, when I came back and saw them tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the funeral, he would be in air jail if there's any way possible, and God willing. And guess what? He's in air jail, and there's so many people I want to thank. These people right here, they're here, but there's hundreds of others, agencies from across the state that didn't come, that offered to come. But this is a joint effort. General Desmond said the other day he had never been around this large of a multi-jurisdictional, multi-agency manhunt, what we have now. And I can't give credit to any one person. It was a 100% team effort. And to have a network in the state of Tennessee of law enforcement that will work together to bring justice to an individual that committed a crime, especially one that killed a law enforcement officer in cold blood. I want to thank you again, the The media has been very, very patient. I said that the other day with me and with the Sheriff's Office and with this case, and we appreciate that. With the time we were going to, we tried to relay the information as soon as we got it. And I'm going to take some questions if y'all, I'll answer what I can, and obviously I can't, some issues.
Sheriff, John Becker with WBIR. Can you tell us the circumstances and what led you to the arrest today?
Well, it was a combined techniques, investigative techniques, a number of things that led it. It wasn't just one thing. But as you know, we have not left this building. They haven't left this building since last Thursday night. But to give you the actual details, it was a number of issues that led us and got us on the case and got us on the trail, and it concluded today.
Was it a tip, and will anyone receive any reward money?
No, we had a number of tips, and some of them in areas, but none that said he's in that house. But we did have a few people, not as many as we thought, came in with accurate tips.
We have seen, so it sounds like no one will receive reward money in this case.
It does not appear to be that.
We have seen a number of people, two people that we know of arrested for helping this fugitive. Do you expect any other arrests in this case?
If we can identify anybody that helped assist or harbor him, they will be arrested and charged.
Sheriff, you expressed it before, but your number one goal was to apprehend this fugitive for your community and for your fellow officers. Can you express what it was like to break that news to the people in this department?
Just watching them and seeing their emotions and what they've been through for a number of days. We haven't had time to grieve, John. We're doing this, but our main focus is this. Now we can go to the funeral tomorrow with a family and sit there and grieve with them without having to say, well, we need to be doing this or that. Was I excited? Were they excited? Were they emotional? Absolutely. Hours upon hours, following lead after lead. And we knew one would be the right eventually, and it was.
Sheriff, can you talk to us about the suspect's connection to the residence? Was there anyone else with him?
The residence, when we went in, was empty. That's all I will say on that.
Was it his home?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Did he remain in East Tennessee while you guys were looking for him?
There's a void there. I think so, but there's possibly he could have went to another state. But I think he stayed here. But we don't have there's a day or two that we kind of lost contact or any tips or anything. But I think he mainly was here.
There is some possibility that he may have momentarily crossed the state line into another state, but then quickly returned. We haven't confirmed that, but it appears that most of his movements throughout the 5-day period were all confined to this area of East Tennessee.
Sheriff, did the suspect put up any resistance during this arrest?
No, we were sure he was in the house based on some information. The SWAT team used some diversionary tactics. He came out the back. There's a large pit bulldog there. We were able to get to him. We couldn't take him back through the house because we hadn't cleared the house. We didn't know if no one else was in there or was a threat. So we had to go over a fence and cuffed him with my deputies handcuffed, and Greg would be, I think, appreciative of that. We were had to get him back over a large fence. Again, we couldn't go take him back until our teams had cleared that residence.
So just so we understand, Sheriff, you did use Deputy McCowan's handcuffs.
Yes, sir, we did.
Sheriff, Samantha Cope with News Nation. Who was the arresting agency? What was the arresting agency?
There's too many to name. Was my people there with the SWAT team? Yes. Knox City, Knox County, Marshal Service, TBI, on and on and on.
What did he say when y'all finally captured him?
I wasn't there, unfortunately.
And when will he be in court?
He will be in court. I've got it. Thursday at 9.
Sheriff Lexi Lefloff, WVLT News. I know you said he's appearing in court on Thursday. We just saw him get transported out of here. Can you disclose to us where he's at now?
I'd rather not know. He's in another facility. You saw the large caravan that we took him out of here. We wanted to come and book him, as he should be, in Blount County Jail. Then, that might not be the only jail that wherever we take him will probably be moved periodically, but he is not in our facility.
Why was he moved?
Do what?
Why was he moved?
He killed one of my deputies. I didn't want any appearance that if something happened that it was air fault or air doings.
Sheriff, could you tell us what part of the Knoxville area was found in?
Around Linden Avenue.
And Sheriff, we understand that the decision will fall to the District Attorney General about whether this is a death penalty case moving forward. What do you want to see?
I want the death penalty. I want to go. But it'll be his, General Desmond's decision.
In general, may we hear from you about how you'll make that decision and when?
I will have a discussion with the family at the appropriate time, and I will make that decision in the not-too-distant future.
I'm sorry, could you just step up to the mic? I'm sorry.
I will speak with the family first and foremost. I will explain the entire legal process to them, and then I will make a decision after taking into account my discussions with them in the not-too-distant future.
Days or weeks, sir?
I would say weeks, certainly, yes, not months.
And I know you said you were with the family and you were able to tell them. What was that interaction like? What did they say?
When I was telling, you talk about that we had him in custody? I was not there. I was here. I left there, then came over and continued to be a part of the investigation and manhunt.
So do you know what the family said when they found out?
They were very, very emotional and very pleased.
And the other deputy that was injured, what was it like telling her?
I haven't told her. I'm sure they have. I met with her last night for about 30, 40 minutes. Got to talk to her. First time I'd really had an interaction, and it was a pleasant conversation, and she's going to get through this.
How's she doing?
She's going to get through this. I'm very proud of her, the way she has not only acted on scene, but how she has responded. Every day gets a little better, and she's doing good. I had a great conversation with her.
Sheriff, I heard a rumor that the arresting officers went from the site where he was arrested to the receiving of France. Is that correct?
Well, we transported him back, and yes, they were asked to go over there, and the family wanted them there, and others from different agencies that was a part of this whole investigation. And they walked through there, and I wasn't there, but it took them a while to get the family. They kind of parted it, let them through, but the hugs and congratulations in the family is very emotional.
Sheriff, what do you think about the outpouring of the community over the past 5 years?
Talked to that before. It's absolutely amazing. Even when we transported out here, people blowing their horn, waving, clapping. To have this type of support in my county, in my state, in my region, I can't say enough about that. We are so blessed to live in Tennessee.
Sheriff, the house you said was empty. Did it look like anybody was living there? Was it just an empty?
I'm not going to get into the details of that. Yes, we arrested him on that street, and no one was there when we went in. Those things will follow. And I will go ahead and say this. I haven't released the tape, and y'all been very patient with me on that, the body cam. And I'm not going to do that until we get through the funeral, and I'm going to talk to the family. They're going to have an option to see it before anybody else sees it in the public. Then I will release that in the very near future.
Sheriff, you did characterize that body cam video, though, before.
Yes.
Saying that when the public views it, you think
Yes.
it speaks for itself.
Absolutely. And it's emotional. And there's different angles of it. We had 2 body cams, 2 cruisers. Some you heard on the voice, and you can see action, but on the other body cam, you can hear their voice. And it's rather lengthy. But I just ask everybody to look all the way through it, start to finish, and you'll see the totality of the story.
Sheriff, was this suspect known to
Yes.
authorities? And what was that sort of, how did you guys know of
Well, he's been in the criminal justice system before.
Sheriff Brian Willis with Knox News. Can you share at what point Knoxville Police Department got involved in this, and whether or not it was, if he was linked to Knoxville before you got?
Well, they had been involved from the day it started. Chief Noel had called me to offer assistance, and we accepted, obviously. We needed help. We were in a grieving process at a funeral, and this is regional. He was in a number of different counties in this region. But not only that, we asked him to send patrolmen over. Last night they worked, a number of nights they would send and work night shift for us, so my guys that wasn't on this case could grieve some.
I guess was it evident that he was in Knoxville, or did you get direct to a specific location?
He was here, maybe not. It was chasing a rabbit for a while, so to speak. But he would pop up here, pop up there, and some of them could be confirmed and some couldn't. So for me to say we knew for a fact, we really didn't until recently.
Sheriff, the public is wanting to know what they can do to support his family, Deputy McCowan's family, and your department. What would you tell them?
Number one, pray. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for continuing to have prayers for us. And Greg McCowan, pray for him, his soul, pray for his family, his children, his mother, his father, all his family, number one. If you choose to support, they're going to need some support financial. And we have set up some things that Chief Crisp has spent all day today. Seti, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. We hope it'll be in place tomorrow. We've worked with a law firm here in town to set up a memorial trust. It's going to be at Citizens Bank of Blount County. I'd ask that you don't rush there immediately. The sheriff will be making a release on that. We were trying to get it sealed up today, but we fully expect by tomorrow we'll have it operational. It'll be a memorial trust fund that will support his children, and if they choose to do college or whatever they may choose to do, and there'll be a trust set up to govern that. But more to come on that for sure.
And I saw his granddaughter the other day, just cuter than a bug, and I just looked at her, and she'll never get to know a great human being in her grandfather, and Greg was.
Also, I know today between the funeral home and the church that there was a procession and another one planned tomorrow. Can you just describe what you're expecting in terms of the magnitude of what different agencies coming?
Again, go back to East Tennessee, go back to this area. I think it'll be very large. We will escort his body tomorrow again from the Smith Mortuary to the church, Sevier Heights. Then we'll come back with a procession to Grandview Cemetery.
Sheriff, is it possible to quantify the number of tips you guys have received over the course of this investigation?
Thousands. Chief.
Exactly. Yeah. So obviously, throughout.
I'm the director.
No, he knows me as chief. I answer anything to him. So obviously, we've had a number of tips. Over the since Thursday, working through this, and so we're appreciative of every tip we've got. Right, not all of them led to anything sustainable or usable, but there were things that we certainly were able to follow up on and utilize. Information is key in these investigations, and so this is certainly the capture was critical. The teams continue to work because there's more to be done. Right, we've got to now figure out all of the space in between. We got to figure out what he did during the days that we didn't have him in custody, and so we've got to get all that information now. And so that's the investigative process continues. It hasn't stopped. And again, all of our partners working through this, it's been amazing. Local, state, federal agencies that have been engaged in this, the number of officers, agents, deputies, it's countless, and the hours that have put in has been unbelievable, 24/7 since this happened, and it's been sustained by just great strength with all of them. I can tell you that the focus now, of course, is to start piecing everything together. so that we're able to build a strong case for the DA, so that whatever route that the DA chooses to take with it, that he has full confidence that he has the information that's necessary for the prosecution for whatever it is in terms of what the results that they will seek. And so we're excited for the Blount County family. We're excited for this state and that we've got this individual, and no one else has been harmed.
Director Roush, has law enforcement retrieved or recovered the firearm that they believe was used in the shooting?
So we are still searching, still looking for evidence at this point. So we have a number of firearms that we have collected, and so we're still working toward that goal. We certainly would like to have that weapon, but at this point we have not confirmed that we have it in our custody.
So you're still waiting on ballistics reports to know whether or not
yes,
have the firearm?
We're testing every firearm that we have taken, and so we'll continue to do that. And we're still collecting evidence. I mean, even as of today, we were collecting evidence at the scene itself, and so we'll continue until we are confident that we've got all the evidence.
Director, do you have any idea why, if you already crossed state lines, why come back to an area that's clearly inundated with law enforcement, media, so on and so forth?
Yeah, if I had the answer to that, it was, so that's still a standing question. Even the question of why would you do what he did, right? Why would you kill a deputy, right? Clearly, this is an individual that that has the rational thought that I have, and so I would tell you that's something we'll have to determine during our investigation. But it's probably familiar ground. We see that typically in most cases, is that individuals will try to stay close to what they know, and my guess is that's probably close to what happened here.
And what next for the investigation? What's the next 3 steps?
Sure. So steps right now, we've obtained a search warrant for the house that he was at, where he was taken into custody, and so we'll search that residence. As I understand, that's underway, and so we'll do that search, and then it's trying to figure out where he has been, so that we can determine. I heard a question earlier: is there anyone else that might face charges? Well, we'll figure that out. If there were others that participated in his evasion of law enforcement, absolutely, they'll be brought forward.
For people who are not familiar with the terrain in the area, how far apart were where you found his vehicle and where he was apprehended? And what is that terrain like? And when you say cross state lines, what is that terrain like?
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that he was traveling in vehicles. He was not on foot. And so clearly others were assisting. And so, it's interstates, it's state highways, it's back roads, so it's, but he wasn't on foot. He was in a vehicle. He's been in probably several vehicles, and those will be of interest to us as well as we continue the investigation.
Director, when you say he crossed into state lines, is that a general belief, or is there a specific state that he would be crossing?
Yeah, so, at this point, I think there's some belief that he may have gone into Georgia. We have not confirmed that, right? And so there's still a lot of work being done to analyze the information we have. So I think another important piece to this investigation that's critical is that, the utilization of technology by law enforcement, by policing, is vital. And so, I don't want to turn this into politics, but I want to make sure that those who make those decisions understand that, right? That technology is critical, and we need it, especially in these types of cases. And it was technology that helped us in this effort. And so, I would absolutely caution those who make our laws and who draw up the rules to understand, be careful with how they address technology for law enforcement use, because when you need it, and we needed it, and it helped us.
What was the most notable tool you thought about technology in terms of?
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly, and it's no secret, cell phone technology that we utilize is critical in these types of cases, and so that was a critical tool for us.
Is that something that led you to him, his cell phone?
It was not harmful. It helped. That's what I can say. It helped. Marshall. Let me do what I can to without losing everything here. Whoop. Yep. So.
Your Marshal.
All right.
Hold it anyway. You got it.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Thank you, Director. You got that right.
Yeah.
Doing a little balancing act here. Was there a specific question that somebody had?
Just to explain the role of the marshals in this, if you would.
The role of the U.S. Marshals is to catch the fugitive. So our role in this investigation ended at 3:22 p.m. this afternoon, about 38 minutes before the visitation started at 4 o'clock. That was an awesome feeling, and can't tell you how much awesome that was to be able to be in the room with some of these folks, and particularly their command staff as we were together, and that we received that confirmation from our teams in the field that he was under arrest. And now Blount County and the community, the Sheriff's Department, all the law enforcement community here, the citizens here can now move on to the next step, the grieving process, and over the next couple of days.
And Marshall, I may have missed this in another question, but who was the lead at the scene today? Was it you, or was it Knoxville Police, or?
Well, it was like everybody here has said, it's very much a team effort. The fugitive part of the investigation was led by the U.S. Marshals, but we also had everybody else working together. In all of my years of doing this job, which is many, 41 as a matter of fact, I've seen a lot of great collaborative team efforts out there during the years. I will have to say that this one probably topped them all. This might have been the best collaborative effort between all the agencies that were working, because a lot of the efforts were in Blount County and Knox County. When we went to Knox County, we had tremendous help from the Knox County Sheriff's Department, the Knoxville Police Department. TBI was with us on every step of the way through this investigation. We all have different roles to some degree in the investigation, and they're analysts helping us in their analysts are amazing, all the work that they did during when you've got this much information coming in. We had a lot of tips, as the director said, hundreds to thousands maybe of tips that came in. Now, a lot of those tips were not fruitful in any way, but you still, it takes it's a lot of work trying to sort through all of this incoming information, and their analysts, we had other analysts from other agencies that were also FBI and others that were also helping sort through all of those tips coming in and determine if there was any nuggets of information, I like to say sometimes, that might have helped us in this investigation. But at the end of the day, what happened this afternoon when the teams moved to Knoxville and moved in on Mr. DeHart, that was through the hard work of these investigators that are out there that are not sitting in this room, but all of our investigators, agents, deputy marshals that were there. It was through their hard work, and they moved, working together, moving in, but all the work that they did through all the various investigative techniques is what put this together. We didn't receive that major tip from the public that said, he's right here. We had to put that together and descend on him this afternoon. It's quite amazing when you have that much reward money out there that somebody didn't, but it's quite obvious, and we know there were people that were assisting him during this time. My personal opinion, that's why he came back to here, because he had his best resources right here to help him stay on the run. And they tried to do that for a period of time. But as always, we will catch up. And today, in day 5 of the investigation, we did.
Marshall, between the point that how long was it between the point that you had confirmation that he was in the home and the point of arrest?
pretty quickly, really. When we moved to Knoxville this afternoon on this investigation, the focus became narrowed down to this particular house. Then once we weren't at that location very long at all, really, before we were able to identify Mr. DeHart when he walked out the back door of the house, and the arrest teams moved in on him at that time.
Did he cooperate?
Fairly, basically, no. He really didn't put up any kind of major fight. Yeah, maybe a slight little, but no substantial fight.
So the
basically.
arrest was made in the backyard?
In the backyard, right.
Do you get a sense of how long he may have been at the house?
That we do not know at this particular time. We know that during this investigation, he's moved around a lot of ducking, hiding, moving from one location to the next location to the next location. So he may have been in and out of that location a few times during the 5 days and then reappeared back there today. We're not totally sure how long he was there today when this happened. We actually do not think that he was probably at that house that long today. So.
Did he go out the back door because he realized y'all were in the front, or was it just happenstance he walked out the back door?
I think it was just happenstance that he just walked out, which gave us the opportunity to identify him.
Was there a flashbang? Did y'all break it?
There were flashbangs deployed in the backyard, and partly because of a dog. He had a large pit bull back there, so to try to scare the dog away. So.
Okay. We appreciate y'all very, very, very much. Again, keep my Deputy Eggers in our dear prayers, and she, along with Deputy Calvin's family and his soul. Thank you so much. Yeah, that thing's just dangerous.
Yeah, it is. It's all right. You got it.
Be ready to get to that.
There you have it. That is the news conference tonight from officials, including Blount County Sheriff James Lee Barong, in the arrest of the man they say killed, again, the arrest of Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr., the man they say killed Deputy Greg McCowan and shot and injured Deputy Shelby Eggers. We'll have much more coverage on this as the night progresses, coming up on WVLT News at 7 o'clock, and of course tonight at 10 on the CW, back at WVLT at 11, and then of course here on the WVLT Facebook page and inside the WVLT News app.
And I want to thank each and every one of the law enforcement agencies behind me, standing with me. Without them, I don't know what we would do, but with them, we're going to resolve this.